Hey, it's Ruby. Welcome to episode 2 of Will I DNF? This is the newest series on my channel. We have Will I DNF? We have Bookshelf Ultimatum, which we did last week. We have Clear the Cart, which we might do next week. I don't know. And then we have finishing series I'm in the middle of. I really love my series. I really love my challenges. I feel like not only are they fun to watch and to film, but they hold me accountable, and I do really well with them. Honestly, like, I just love a good challenge, a good ultimatum. It actually gets me like excited and hyped and pumped for the videos. So yeah, we're gonna do Will I DNF because we did the first one and you all really liked it. I think we read 8 books in that one, and I DNF'd 2 and I unhauled 3. So I'll link episode 1 up in a card and down below so you can check it out if you want to. We have 10 books on our TBR today, but we only have 6 days to read. So can she read 10 books in 6 days? Probably not. I mean, I probably could, but I would have to really dedicate all my time to it, and I don't know if I'm there, in that headspace. But we're gonna try our hardest to go through as many books as I can, because Will I DNF is a rapid fire series. The other ones are more chill, more low-key, more laid back, but this one we try and just like go through the books super fast so that you can see more and more and more books. I don't know, we'll try and have fun with it. But the eligibility for the Will I DNF books, let's go through it, because we have 3 like major points. Number 1, a book may potentially be chosen if I bought it without even thinking it through. When I was getting into reading, or back into reading as an adult, I was just buying books left and right, especially on Book Outlet, without even knowing what my reading taste was gonna be. I was just trying to accumulate books so that I had something to read, and I didn't think things through. Number 2, I have books on my shelves that are YA that I might have aged out of. I might be a little bit too old for them, so we're gonna give it a go. And if I just don't feel it, we will DNF it. And number 3, I have books on my shelves that I've soft DNF'd. I picked them up in the past and I did not finish them, but I kept them with the intention of picking them up again in the future. That day is today, at least for some of them. So yeah, those are like the 3 major points in choosing books. And the one rule, I guess there's 2 rules. 1, if I DNF a book, I'm unhauling it. But 2, the important one, actually allowing myself to DNF, because I suck at DNFing, and that's the whole point of this series, is to help me get better at DNFing. And if you follow me regularly, you know that I'm really good at unhauling. I will unhaul left and right, but DNF, that's a different story. Episode 1 was really successful though, and I've DNF'd more books this year than I have my whole life. So I think like 5 or something. I don't know. I show you in my reading journal, but yeah, we're excited, or at least I'm excited. Let's go through the potential books that may be picked before we choose our first one. So Libby is the one that chose for us. All I did was stand in front of my shelves and make a list of all the ones that fell into one of those key points for eligibility. And then I looked at Libby and saw what was available on audio like immediately, because when I'm trying to get through books this quickly, it always helps for me to have the audiobook. That way I'm reading physically or ebook, and then when I need to do things like cook or clean or whatever, take butters out, I can switch to the audiobook and not lose any time. That's the only way that I can do it, because your girl is not a fast reader. So we have 10 on the docket. I don't know if we're gonna get through all 10, but we're gonna try. So first up, we have Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson, The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare, Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, Cursed by Marissa Meyer, The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, maybe? Dang, I can't remember. The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, A Memory Called Empire by Arcady Martin, and lastly, Finley Donovan is Killing It by El Casamano. These are all on here for different reasons, and as we pick the book, we'll talk about why I was chosen and then the thoughts and all that, and if we're gonna DNF, if we're gonna keep it, or we're gonna rate it, and all that fun stuff. So first up, let's choose a book. Okay, so the first book that I'm choosing is Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. Why is this being chosen? Because I have previously tried reading this book. I think I read like maybe 50 pages and then I DNF'd it. I soft DNF'd it. My brother and I were on a road trip to Corpus to go to Half Price Books, and we put the audiobook of this because we both own this book. I bought one for both of us. And we were just bored. We were not into it, but we also weren't like fully paying attention because, you know, we were on the road. We were like, we would talk occasionally. So I need to give it a fair shot. So I'm going to start this. But before I even do that, I want to point out, I have the audio, the ebook, and the physical of this. And I think the best way to read this one is through the ebook, because the ebook has beautiful illustrations, like beautiful ones. And actually the book has one. See, stunning, gorgeous, beautiful, but that's the only one. Like the rest of the book does not have anything. And in the ebook, it does have, like, every so often it has a beautiful illustration. The audiobook will just tell you like illustration description, and then they will describe it, but obviously you won't be able to see it in an audiobook. But yeah, just keep that in mind. I just use my phone to look at them because it's in color, unless you have like an e-reader that's in color, but I just use my phone or my tablet to look at it. When I hear the guy say illustration description, I switch to the ebook. So yeah, let's go ahead and start it. We're gonna give it 100 pages and see if we're gonna push through or DNF. Okay, let's do a check-in for Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I have officially read 100 pages, and it literally stopped at 100 pages. Chapter 14. Oh no, I bent it. So that was lucky, but I've decided I'm gonna continue on with this and finish it, or at least push through, because I'm into it. I'm into it so far. I feel like nothing's really happening, but we're getting to know Yumi and Painter, which that's Yumi, that's Painter. So essentially what this is about, without spoilers, because I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but we meet Yumi, who is essentially like this, what do they call her? I think they call her the Chosen, and she has the power to summon spirits that bestow vital aid upon her society. So she performs this ritual. Her life is full of rituals and structure and boredom, if I'm being honest. And she's very unhappy with her life. Like, she just wants to be a regular girl once in a while. But she was chosen at birth, and her life has been just one giant monotonous continuous day of doing the same thing over and over for the good of the people. She summons these spirits, and then the spirits grant things to the people that they need, that they ask for, but you know, her life kind of sucks. And then we have Painter, and his life is not as boring as Yumi's, but they live on 2 different planets, and they can actually see each other's planets, like in the form of a star. But while hers is all like pastels and like lightness, and it's very hot, his is all nighttime. There's like no light, and it's like very neon. These are the colors of his world. And yeah, he is what we call a nightmare painter, which is essentially like a public servant. And in this world, nightmares come to life. They come like personified and like terrorize the people. And nightmare painters are tasked with literally grabbing a canvas and like repainting the nightmare as something else. And like somehow the magic changes the nightmare into whatever is painted so that it becomes a non-threat to the people. But he's just like one of the lowly painters. He's not one of like the important ones, the ones that are really powerful. He's just like your entry level painter. And so he dreams of being a hero, but that he is not. So somehow these two end up meeting, because they end up like in a Freaky Friday situation where they get thrust into each other's bodies, and they like change, they go back and forth, and they don't know why, they don't know how, they don't know what the point is, and neither do I, because I'm not there yet. But essentially that's the premise, which is here. I did not spoil anything. And yeah, we have a narrator, and apparently this narrator is like a Cosmere narrator, but this is my first book in the Cosmere, so I don't know him, but he talks about it. So I think that's interesting. I don't know the order that you're supposed to read Cosmere books, but I'm guessing you're not supposed to start with this one, but I don't really care. But yeah, this artwork is beautiful though. So I'm going to continue on and hopefully finish this and report back to you. Something's going on down there and we are missing it. What does that say? Twisted potato. Oh, I think I gotta go. I wonder what it is, but then it says something and burger. Dang, your girl needs to get her eyes checked. No, that is kind of far. Something and burger. I'm gonna show my husband right now. Oh look, it goes all the way over there. So there's a ton of stalls of like vending booths. I'm gonna see what it is after this, if there's not too many people, because I don't like being around a lot of people. But let's film an update. Don't mind the hair. The hair has a mind of its own today. Look at that. But yeah, I came outside, although it's like really muggy outside. It was like cold in my apartment, but yeah, I might have to go check that out. I don't know, because I don't like to be around people. But I forgot my mic. I hope you can hear me. Anyway, I finished Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and this book kind of tricked me a little bit, because when I first soft DNF'd it, it was because I was bored. And this time I was like tempted to DNF. Someone almost got run over, I think, by the looks of it. This time I was tempted to soft DNF it, but this book kind of gets you, because it really like prolongs the story. Like, you don't get resolution until like the very end. So if you want any sort of resolution, you're gonna have to hold on until the very, very end. And I wanted to know what was gonna happen with the characters. So yeah, however, I'm conflicted whether it's a 3 or a 3.5. We might have to go 3.25, because whilst I don't regret reading it, I also didn't love it, and I probably won't be thinking about it like forever and ever. Ow. But the book itself is stunning. The artwork that comes with the ebook, stunning. Definitely recommend to look at those images. I mean, it's like this. They're stunning. But yeah, the story, well, I see what he was trying to do, and I see where his inspo was, because there is like an author's note, and he like tells you how the story even came to be, like what he was thinking and all that. Like, I see it and I appreciate it. And yeah, if you're like a lover of manga or an anime, I think you will like this more than if you're not. So next up, I was gonna pick up The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu, I think, but I have soft DNF'd that, and I'm not in the mood. So I'm gonna pick up Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and this is another one that I have picked up in the past. I was like on a flight going somewhere. Where was I going? I think I was going to Florida. And and I just couldn't. I wasn't invested. I was a little bored. So we're gonna try and pick it up again, give it 100 pages, and see where that takes us. And I hope that I like it. I think this is a duology. I know there's Hellbent also, but yeah, my husband was like, I want to move out at the end of the month, which is like 2 weeks from now. So he's like, you should start packing. And I might do that, although your girl doesn't have a lot of clutter. I unhaul things regularly, but maybe I will like get all the boxes out of like a storage closet and go through them and see if there's anything else I want to get rid of. There are definitely things I want to buy, and I've been looking at Facebook Marketplace, because like we don't have a lot of extra money to be spending, but we don't have like a dining room table, and we have a kitchenette in this new place and a dining room. But I'm thinking the dining room, I'm gonna use it for like as an office library type of space, and then just use a kitchenette, because we're just 2 people. Like, we just need a little table with 2 chairs. So I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace for that. Good morning. Today's going to be a productive day. All I did was get up, have my breakfast, wash my face, and I'm good to go. I'm ready to go because I started packing last night and it is pretty early to pack. I'm not going to lie. What's today? Today is the 16th and we get the keys to our new place on the 28th and we have our old place until July 14th. So we have a lot of time, but yesterday I found 7 boxes that I had in the closet, just like I had saved them, and I taped them up and I packed some books and I still have all of that to go. Nothing, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna need like 30 to 40 boxes to pack all my books, but I don't want to buy 30 to 40 boxes. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think the plan is that I'm gonna go to my little storage closet and get all that crap out so I can get to my totes. And then I'm gonna try and pack up the entirety of the kitchen and just leave out like a pot, a pan, 2 plates, just like what we need, and I'll just like keep washing it over and over. So that I know how many totes I have left. And then stuff books in those totes. I don't know. I don't want to buy boxes. But today is a dark and dreary and rainy day. There was a 90% chance it was going to rain, and it's been raining all day, and it's going to rain all week apparently. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I want to get things done, so that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I read some of Ninth House. Let's see. I got to... Wow, I took out the bookmark. Amazing. But I feel like it was chapter 8. Yeah, it was chapter 8. So I got to page 132, chapter 8. So I gave it over 100 pages. And I'm so bored. I am so bored. Like, I actually went on Goodreads and looked up the synopsis. And then I was like, fuck it. Like, I am so bored of this book. So I went on like Reddit and saw like somebody's recap. And I was like, that's what happens. That seems lame. So then I went to Goodreads to see the synopsis of Hellbent book 2 because I have it. And I'm being stubborn with these books. I don't know why. I think it's because they have pretty high ratings on Goodreads and it's Lee Bardugo, but I'm just bored. But this one sounds really cool. This one, the premise, the setting, that's everything that I like, everything that I love actually. I feel like this one has potential, but like, do I really want to push myself to get through this one, to read this one? There's still another one that's going to get published, who knows when. So it's a DNF for now. I don't know if I'm going to unhaul these immediately. If you've read these, please let me know what you thought. Please let me know what you thought, because I will base my decision of whether I unhaul it or not based on what you all say. But for now, it's a DNF. It's a DNF. The next book that I picked up yesterday when I DNF'd that one was The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu, because I told you all that I own every single Shadowhunter book except for the Shadowhunter Codex, but everything else I have. Like the novellas, the side books, all of that I have. I have read The Mortal Instruments, didn't like it, I unhauled it. I read The Infernal Devices, I thought it was okay. I still unhauled it. Even though I rated one of those books like 4 stars and the others like 3, I still unhauled it because I didn't love it and I don't think that I would reread it. But now I'm on to this one and I'm liking it so far. Am I loving it? No. But I am liking it, and I think it's because I really like the main characters of this one. And this one we're following Magnus and Alec. And I do like them. I love Magnus, and I do like him and Alec, but the plot, like, I like the characters, but the plot is just like, it's okay. It's kind of goofy, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it because I'm so close, and this reads so fast. We'll see how it ends. We'll see if I want to go on to book 2, The Lost Book of the White, and then we'll decide if I unhaul it or not. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna continue this. I'm gonna pack, and we'll be back. We just barely made it back over a really, really short walk because it started pouring. Wow, it's just like getting worse. Butters and I are sitting on the floor by the window, and we're just watching the rain. He's a little wet, a little bit. Not too bad. It's a new day. It's Tuesday. It's 3 p.m. I have not done anything all day. I literally didn't even cook today. I like reheated something for breakfast, and then I have been on my computer this whole time doing nothing productive. So it is time to do an update and then get some more packing done. Although there's not really that much packing that I can continue to do other than the kitchen, because all I have left is 2 big totes. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out later, but for now, that's all I can do before I'm gonna come to a stopping point with the packing, because I don't have any boxes. But anyway, I did do a ton of reading yesterday, and I didn't even update you at night. I did, but I scrapped the footage because it was so dark. Because I finished this yesterday, and then I read another book in its totality yesterday. I was in the zone yesterday. I really didn't get distracted, so that was good. But I did finish the Red Scrolls of Magic, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I am very graceful with YA because I realized that I'm not the target audience, so I gave this 3 stars. But if I had been completely like just subjective, I would have given it 2 stars. But I do give YA a little bit of grace because I am not the target audience. So this I liked. I didn't love it. I didn't really care for the story, but I really like the characters. So in this, we follow Magnus and Alec, and this, I believe, happens after the events of the original trilogy of the Mortal Instruments, when everything goes down in Idris, you know? And then I think this happens, and then we're gonna get the other half of the Mortal Instruments. But in this, Magnus and Alec are on vacation, and they're both so cute together. Like, I love them together. I love how they are with each other. It's just really sweet. And like, they're both nervous for different reasons because, you know, the relationship is new, and Magnus just really feels like Alec is the one, and then Alec, like, everything's new to him because he is young. So yeah, it's just really sweet in that matter. But they're vacationing, they're in Paris, and something goes down and kind of puts a complete stop to their vacation, and the story takes off from there. They try to figure out what's going on. So the plot was just like okay to me, but it wasn't terrible. So yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I don't know that I'll be keeping this, but I will at least be reading the next book, The Lost Book of the White, which there's only 2 books in this little duology section of the Shadowhunter universe, and then I'll make up my mind. More than likely, I'm going to be unhauling a lot more books, because when I was packing, I was like, there's some that I don't need to be keeping. Like this one. I don't know that I'm going to keep this, even though I didn't hate it, but I do think I'm too old for it. Fangirl. This is the next one that I picked up yesterday, and I read it in its entirety in one sitting. This is really sweet, really cute, but again, I think I'm like 10-15 years a little too old for this one, but it was sweet. Like, I would consider keeping this over this because I like where this is headed. Well, this is a standalone, but let me explain in case you weren't around when this was like super popular, because this had its moment back in the day. This was everywhere. Like, back when like BookTube was new, I feel like everybody was talking about this and loving this and giving this 5 stars, which I think if I had read it back then, I'd also love it and give it 5 stars. But I gave this 3 stars, again, objectively, not subjectively, but it was cute. We follow Kath, who is a twin, and her twin and herself are going off to college. They're moving into the dorm at the beginning of the book, and Kath's twin is kind of trying to distance herself from Kath, separate herself from her, and Kath is really desperately trying to hold on. So they've got that dynamic where one twin wants to put some distance between them, and the other one's like, no, I need you for everything that I do in my life. And so that's, you know, part of the struggle in the book. But also they have things going on with their family. There's a lot of mental health rap and talk in here, a lot, because Kath struggles with some things. Her dad definitely struggles with a lot of things, and even her sister, I'd say, is going through something, even though they don't really explore it. But yeah, they're definitely, they talk about their family, their mom. The relationship with their mom is very strained, and there's a lot going on. But also, she's just a girl going away to college and struggling with meeting people, because she doesn't want to meet people, but it seems like they pop up even if she doesn't want them to. And this guy, Levi, is one of those people that just keeps on popping up, even though she wishes that he would just go away. And yeah, her main thing is that she loves to write fanfic for this huge story, which I think is like loosely based on like Harry Potter. It's the Simon Snow story, and I think Rainbow Rowell released a trilogy, and it's what Kath, the fan fiction she was writing, and I have the trilogy, so I'm very curious to read that, because that was my favorite part. Throughout the book, she reads you her fan fiction, like a little bit of it, excerpts, and I really want to read that. I think that it'll be so cute, so I have those. Again, don't know that I'll be keeping this one, but for now I am, until I read at least the first book, Carry On, in the Simon Snow trilogy. But, you know, okay, not bad. Too old for them. Probably won't haul them in the future. It's time to pick our next book, though. I did pick up The Lies of Locke Lamora when I was reheating my food, and just read like the prologue just to see if I was in the mood for that. I don't know that I am. I mean, it was entertaining. I was into it, but do I want to keep going with that, or do I still want something fun and light? Or do I really want to make myself squirm, which is what I should be doing, because that's the whole point. Like, within this, there are levels. Like, The Lies of Locke Lamora was making me nervous, so that it's good that I picked that one up and that we will be reading it in this video. Like, we will. But there are other ones. For instance, The Bear and the Nightingale, that one, I don't know that I'm gonna love, because a lot of people say it's very atmospheric, very like moody, but not a lot of plot, and I'm a plot driven girl. I know most people are character driven people, but I am a plot driven person. And then A Memory Called Empire, I know nothing about that, and I have no interest in reading it, which I should probably pick it up. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I have tried to read that once before, and I soft DNF'd it, so that's another one that we should be picking up. Gilded, I just have no interest in that, and I hear like nothing but bad things about that. And you know what, I think we're gonna pick that one up. It's like right here, because I've heard pretty negative things about this, and also this is, I feel like, YA, right, from back in the day. Wow, this book is literally in pristine condition despite it being 2021. Not that old. Not that old. Okay, I thought it was older. The only thing I've read from Marissa Meyer is the Lunar Chronicles, which I really loved. But I did read those when I was younger. So, yeah, like at the right time. But I haven't heard great things about this. I don't even know what it's about. I think I'll be swapping between this one and The Lies of Locke Lamora, with the goal of reading this one the most. But we're gonna give it 100 pages and see. Yeah, let's focus on this one. Let's give this one 100 pages, which would take us to about chapter 13, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, it's 5:15 and I have officially read 106 pages, chapter 13, and I'm gonna keep going because honestly, I'm invested right now. I thought those were solid 100 pages, and we have met our main character, Cyrilda. And just like it says, long ago cursed by the god of lies, a miller's daughter has developed a talent for spinning stories that are fantastical and spellbinding and entirely untrue, or so everyone believes. So I'm interested to see where they're taking that, because yeah, she's a little liar. She's a liar, and at the beginning of the story she tells this one lie to the wrong man, and he ends up snatching her up and is like, okay, you said that you can spin gold. Like I said, Rumpelstiltskin reimagining. Prove it, or I'm going to kill you. And she's like, fuck. Because she was lying. Obviously, she was lying. And she's lying for a reason. She wasn't just like outright lying for no reason. She had a reason, but she did in fact lie. But the fact that it says that she's cursed by the god of lies, it seems like there are gods in this, and they do in fact grant abilities to certain mortals, because she's even saying like, I wasn't blessed by the goddess of I don't know what. So she's saying like, I can't actually make the gold because that's not who I was blessed by. And she has now met somebody, and this person seems to have been blessed by some other god. So yeah, I just find that intriguing, and I'm interested to see where it goes. It is reading YA, but because of that, I'm flying through it. And so, depending on how I feel, which I'm feeling in the reading mood, I might finish this today. And let's hope, because for this I DNF series, I like to read at least a good amount of books, like at least 5. But so far, so good. I'm pushing through. So that's good news. I'm going to keep going, and then I'll update you when I can. Damn, it just got super dark. It's been sunny all day. It's 1:30. I just finished my book and I wanted to talk about it. I turn on the camera and now there's this huge freaking gray ass cloud blocking the sun. And it's not going to go away because I've been sitting here for a good minute waiting for it to pass, and it hasn't. So that sucks, but we're just gonna push through. I finished Gilded by Marissa Meyer, and honestly, I didn't really read much yesterday, but I mean, obviously I must have, because I read a 500-page book, but it reads really fast, really, really fast. The font's pretty big, so that also helped. And then most of this got read between the hours of 12:30 a.m. and 2 a.m. That is when I'm at my prime. And yeah, I read it in bed, and it was really a good time. Honestly, I went into this with the lowest of expectations, like I told you, because I hadn't heard great things about it, but I really enjoyed it. I've never read a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, and Marissa Meyer is really respected for her retellings. I don't know her entire catalog, but she has this duology, which is Rumpelstiltskin, and then she has the Lunar Chronicles, which I've read before, and it has like 4 main books and then some like novellas, at least one novella. And book 1, Cinder, is Cinderella. Book 2, Scarlet, I believe is Beauty and the Beast. Book 3, Cress, is Rapunzel, and book 4, Winter, is Snow White. But that one's really cool because that one is YA sci-fi, which I feel like YA fantasy is, you know, it's pretty normal, but YA sci-fi, I don't know that I've read a ton of YA sci-fi, but I like it. And honestly, I really, really, really regret unhauling all my YA books. Like, I was so stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. If you've been following me regularly or from the start, you know that I had a ton of YA books. I had the Lunar Chronicles. I had the entire Vampire Academy series, the entire spin-off Bloodlines, Twilights, the Twilight books. All I kept was Midnight Sun because I think it's funny. I sold all my House of Night series. I had like the whole series, and you know, like there's like 13, 14 books in that, and the novellas. I very much regret selling all those books, and I want to repurchase the Lunar Chronicles and probably the Bloodlines books, because I actually prefer the Bloodlines series over Vampire Academy. Because Vampire Academy, I don't know. Dimitri was the teacher and Rose, I don't know. But I prefer Adrian and Sydney for sure as characters. So yeah, I want to repurchase Bloodlines and then the Lunar Chronicles. I like the new covers of the Lunar Chronicles. So yeah, maybe when I have the money, I will buy those. But this was good. I went into it with low expectations and I really, really liked it. I think my favorite part was the setting. Surrounding the castle, there's a bunch of little villages and we also go into some of the villages and I really liked the setting. The characters and the plot line were okay. Like the story was okay, but honestly, I was entertained and I am curious to see what she's gonna do in this book because it's equally as long. And the way that this ended, I'm like, okay, yeah, how much more are we gonna roll with that? Like, what is she gonna do? Because I feel like you could wrap that up pretty fast, but I just hope that the second one's not just like dragged out. I hope that it's like, you know, valid to have this whole book. But honestly, I liked it. I feel like if you are new to fantasy, this is a good place to start. Or if you just enjoy YA fantasy, try it out. Because while you're not going to be blown away, you might not be disappointed. So I will be keeping this and I will be continuing on with the duology because like I said, I really enjoyed that. And honestly, I thought this was going to be a DNF. It was the whole point that I picked it up. And it wasn't. So now I'm going to pick up The Bear and the Nightingale because after reading the prologue of the Lies of Locke Lamora, I just feel like I might actually like that one. So I'm picking this one up because it's just not really my vibe. I don't even know what genre this is. I don't know if it's literary fiction, historical fiction. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So we're going to read this. It has a glossary. The hell? Why? This isn't fantasy, is it? I guess there's a bunch of Russian words. Oh, I'm not even gonna try and say those. I'm not even gonna try. Oh, that means vampire? Yeah, I can't say any of these words. Baba Yaga, I know her. Everything else, I don't know how to say. So, we're going to give it 100 pages, see how it goes. And this is like, I can finish this today easy and probably start something else. So, let's do that. It's thundering. Oh, wow. It's getting way darker. It's funny because it's like really dark right here. But then like across the road, I can see the sun. So, they're just raining on my parade. I take full offense. Okay, I finished part 1 and read a couple more chapters. I'm on chapter 13, page 119 of The Bear and the Nightingale, and it's gonna be a DNF, guys, because I just don't care. And it sucks because I wouldn't say I'm completely 100% uninterested, but it's just not holding my attention. I think that what's happening is that, well, there's multiple things. First off, I thought this was an interconnected series, and I haven't looked it up, but I'm thinking that it's not. I'm thinking it's actually a trilogy, and I only own the first book, and I don't really want to continue on. I don't have the desire to, so there's that. Also, I had to read part 1 twice. The first time I was listening to the audiobook and I wasn't fully paying attention, and that was a mistake because I was not aware that there were so many characters in this. So many characters, and outside of like the main little family, I don't remember who anybody is. Also, there's multiple little plot lines, but there's like the main one. But then there's like some political things going on. There's some religious things going on. And then there's the main storyline where we follow this little girl, Vasilisa, literally a little girl. She's like under 10. At the beginning of the book, you realize that her mom dies giving birth to her. And she now has a stepmom who is horrible. A horrible stepmother. She's very, very religious, like extremely religious. And she is now imposing her beliefs on the village. Like that's her end goal. That's what she wants to do. And she hates the little girl Vasilisa because she's very free-spirited. And she knows that she kind of sees like spirits or demons, or I don't know what the hell they are. The Russian folklore In the back it says unwary souls, evil, demons, like it says different things. So I don't know what exactly they are, but both Vasilisa, the little girl, and the stepmother Anna can see these things. But Anna's like, no, 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 no. Whereas Vasilisa is more like, oh, hi. Oh, you don't want to harm me. And so, yeah, there's that going on. But I feel like that's like the main story right now. And that's what it's going to be. But as there's all this turmoil within the family, things start happening within the little village, evil starts creeping in, and we kind of have an idea why from the very beginning. And I wish that I would like stick around to see that play out, because that does seem interesting, but I just don't care. So yeah, I'm gonna DNF it. As with all of these, like, please let me know if I should keep going. Like, if you read it and you're like 5 stars, please keep going. But as of now, it's a DNF. We're going to be moving on to the last book of the reading vlog, which is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. I'm choosing this one because I've previously tried to read this twice and I've soft DNF'd it both times. Not so much because I was super bored. I just wasn't interested. Just like with that one, it just wasn't holding my attention. But I'm actually going to pay attention this time because those other 2 times I was doing other things. So V. Schwab, I've read Vicious and Vengeful by her, and I freaking love them. So I'm hoping that I like this. I know there's a historical fiction aspect to it, and if you watch me regularly, you know that that's not my thing. But I feel like I can get by with historical fiction as long as it's not like World War II. Like Kristen Hanna historical fiction, which I don't think they're bad. They're just not my thing. You know what I mean? So hopefully the fantastical elements, whether it's actual fantasy or magical realism, I'm not sure what it is, will pull me through. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and start this one and give it the 100 pages and we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to push through because my brother read this and he really, really likes it. So hopefully I finish this one. Okay, we're back. I just got a package from Simon & Schuster, which I'm a little nervous that they're still sending me stuff. I mean Atria, because I'm moving. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see what I can do about that, but I don't know what this is, so let's find out together. Oh, nice. It's Lisa Jewell's new book, Don't Let Him In, which I thought I had put in a different address for this, but oh well, yeah. So a thriller book. I only own one Lisa Jewell book and I haven't read it, but like I said, I'm happy to be getting these thrillers because I don't own many of them. So we'll see what this is about, but it says he's the perfect man, it's a perfect lie, and then a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a domestic thriller, so that's good news. But let's go through the week. So what was the last book that I was reading? It was a couple of days ago. Oh yeah, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So I don't remember how much I talked about it in the beginning, but basically we follow Addie, who made a deal with essentially the devil. She makes a deal with the devil to escape this planned arranged marriage that her parents put her in. She does not want to be caged. She doesn't want to be tied down to anybody. So she makes this deal with the devil, and wording is key. She did not use the right words, so it goes downhill from there. And she's kind of cursed to live eternally, but nobody remembers who she is. Like as soon as she meets them, as soon as she's out of eyesight, they forget who she is. So obviously that's not what she wanted, but that's what she got. And the only way that it'll end is if she like gives in to the devil and gives him her soul. So obviously she's like, the first couple years are rough. I think she's like on year 300-ish. And the first 100 years are rough because she's like really lonely, but then she starts like adapting and then she gets angry and it's a whole thing. But it's more like a character study of Addie and what she's going through versus like a plot-driven book, which I need some sort of plot, and there is some sort of plot, but it's very much about Addie and her situation and how it's going. So unfortunately, I didn't love this one. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Had I not been listening to the audiobook, I probably would have DNF'd it. I'm not gonna lie. So this is one that in the future I may potentially unhaul. I was going through my shelves because I packed up all my books because we're going to be moving soon, which is what I was saying, that like I don't think I put that address for this one, but it could be that they just sent me this ahead of time and they didn't see my response. But anyway, let's hope, because then all the books are going to be getting delivered here. But yeah, I just didn't love it. I think when I'm reorganizing my shelves in the new place, I'm going to take a look and see if I can be a little more ruthless and unhaul books that I don't love, that I don't hate, but I don't love. Like Addie, I think I ended up giving it 3 stars or 3.5 stars, which is a good rating. It's just not a book that I see myself rereading. Maybe in the like 10 years maybe, but I could just pick it up at the library, so we'll see. That's gonna be the end of today's reading vlog. I did pick up Finley Donovan is Killing It last night. We've had like a great weekend and we've been playing It Takes Two. Last night we stayed up till 5 a.m. and the night before till like 4 a.m. playing. Right now it's 11, so I am tired, but yeah, it's been really fun. We've been playing on our PCs, and yeah, last night was really, really fun, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna regret it, because I knew that I wanted to film this clip because I wanted to get this video out 2 days ago. But like I said, we've been having a lot of fun. And Friday we went to go check out our new place because the unit was like ready, and we just wanted to do a little walkthrough, and everything looked okay. So yeah, I am bracing myself for the move. All my books are packed, and I still need like some of the kitchen stuff and like the clothes and all that. So yeah, but the good thing is that we have overlapping leases, so we have time. But we had 10 books initially on the TBR. We read 5, DNF 2, so we got through 7 total. There's 3 that I didn't get to. I did read the prologue of the Lives of Locke Lamora, and then I started Finley Donovan's Killing, and I read like 25%, and it's really good. Like, it's engaging and it's like fun and fast paced. And I wasn't sure how things were gonna play out with it, because if you're unfamiliar with it, Finley is actually a writer, and I think she writes like thrillers. And she is having a conversation with her publisher at the beginning of the book, and this woman overhears her conversation when she's discussing like plot lines for the book that she hasn't written yet, and the woman mistakes her for like a hit woman and like slips her a little note, and then the story takes on from there. And I was wondering, like, where is this gonna go? Because realistically, like, I wasn't expecting Finley to become like a murderer. So I was like, how is El Cosimano gonna do this? And the way that she did it, which is very fast, like it happens in the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it's like funny and like a little lighthearted, because it's been serious. Like, what's happened has been serious, but the tone is keeping it light. It's keeping it from getting too dark, and I like that. But I will finish it, and you can like see my Goodreads or something. I always update my Goodreads in real time, and my Fable, but more so my Goodreads. Like, I do like my shelves and all that, and I've said it before, but the Fable is like for the book club, which they are voting currently for a new book, and it's, I'd say the race right now, there's 4 books. It's like Direbound, The Night and the Moth, The Will of the Many, and The Neverlist. And Direbound and The Night and the Moth are like in close competition to be picked for our July book. So definitely check out Fable, join us over there. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna be doing the filming for the next week, 2 weeks, but hopefully we have some videos up. There's wrap-ups. I did want to do a July TBR, but we'll see if that happens. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I DNF'd, if you think I should continue on. I did unhaul them, like I already listed them on my Pango, because that's the rule. I was like, that's the rule, you gotta do it. So I did, but I can always pick them up through Libby or something, or Everend or something else. Thanks so much for hanging out. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon with another one. Bye.